Good morning, good morning, good morning from beautiful, beautiful Barbados. Hazy and grey, but she's on top. Well, beautiful. Well, I know all you all know which side of the island we're on, and I'm sure the landmarks have told you where we are as well. But welcome to what I have to call officially Lazy Monday. It's not lazy, just don't have the energy. Yesterday was too much of a day for me. Now, I had a wonderful time. Thanks to everyone that came out yesterday and came to the office and helped with the work. And thanks to our master entertainer, Mr. Anderson Ward, Mr. Impact Yourself. Boss, man. That conga line yesterday had the crowd rocking. I haven't seen that for so long. Thanks very much to the entertainment. Thanks to Crystal Waters for hosting the EMC gathering yesterday. It was a magnificent day. As you all have seen, our party animal, who is also a welcoming committee, was informed. You can just have a look at her page and you will see action galore. And good morning to each and every one of you. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning here. So what we're going to do is we're going to sort of like face the same way, but give you a little bit more of the view. We're going to see our Serenity Prayer. We can use this as our photo op while we're saying our Serenity Prayer as well. Then we'll give you a 360 and we will start to roll. I hope I remember that sequence because I have a tendency of forgetting. So if I forget, don't worry about it. We go over the tide. Here we go. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. I can hear some of you all like, no, man, we were up Hats Rock last week, yeah? Well, I can't remember if it was last week. Maybe it was the week before. I really don't mind. We are not going to be doing the same thing today because I have something that I've been waiting on for a while to take you on. Just a little adventure. Something a little bit different. As you see this morning, we have been doing our graffiti everywhere. I was bored, I was here standing up. I'm always full of energy. Don't mind I got up late this morning. I actually didn't get up late, to be honest with you. I just didn't want to start early because I saw the grey conditions. And it doesn't really make sense to come up here in the darkness where you really can't see properly. And I want to get a couple of the rays and reflections. And I also want to get a little bit more of the low tide for our adventure this morning. We are traveling in a northerly direction. We're at Bats Rock. We're just by Le Caban restaurant and bar. We've been seeing that last time we were down here. And everybody I'm sure knows about there. It is an amazing beach facility. So we're going to be working our way in a northerly direction, and the reason why I've been waiting on this low tide is because we are going by beach and sea today. You all have heard of land and sea, but you all have never done a beach and sea, so that's we're veering it up today. I call this a new style of tour. Now I did a signal check all down here the last time we were here at Bats Rock because I doubted that under this cliff would give us a good signal reading. However, lo and behold, to my surprise, it is an excellent signal reading under here. So let's hope that today is the same way. If it is not, it's not that I didn't check down here because I certainly did check it. What a beautiful, beautiful morning. I don't know if your resolution allowed you to watch the casting of the net from the guy off that boat. Excellent casting. The birds that were landing on these outer buoys here and taking off. I don't know if you all had a chance to see that, but let me tell you, it was stunning. Absolutely stunning. I see everyone here mentioning about how beautiful the scenery is and magnificent and stuff. To all of you all, good morning. Good morning. To the family that I met yesterday, that I've seen before, and also the new ones that I met for the first time. Hello, greetings, and welcome to you if you're online this morning. Remember, anyone that's viewing this vlog this morning that is unable to comment and participate in it, it's because you're not in my friends list. You will be able to do it if you're a friend of a friend who is on here, but the day that they're not on here, you will not be able to comment or get involved in it. So I would recommend you send a friend request to me, and I will have a look at it, and then I'll respond with a map and also some general information on what we do and how we do it and how you can become a part of it. Don't forget to read the first 6 rules of our newcomers list. That is also up there. Pay special attention to the very last one. I think that is one of the most important ones. I see some people that are going to be down here in a couple of weeks' time. Some of my family that's coming back one more time again. That's going to be staying with Gina this time. Welcome on board, Melissa. Good to see you. Check the rays, the reflections, the glows. Just beautiful this morning. It is a little grey, as we had said. We were experiencing a lot of haze since yesterday, actually. I was down at Soup Bowl and we thought it was going to be a lot of squalls and stuff, and it ended up being a lot of dry cloud just full of dust. So I'm not sure how today will be. I did start out without my waistcoat and my tuxedo. Unfortunately, there was a little sprinkle, so I went back and resorted to getting that because I don't want to try and do a vlog and then have to stop in the middle of it. I really want to walk very freestyle today with nothing but the camera, baggies and shoes, but that had to change a little bit to accommodate this here. Just to be on the safe side. We don't want to start this and have to stop it because of rain. You know we like to continue going through everything. Alright, so this section here is going to get about maybe waist deep, a little less than waist deep hopefully, because I do have on, like I said, my tuxedo. It is a rental. I get a discount rate on it if I can return it dry, so we'll see how that goes. You're going to walk for a couple of seconds, let you listen to me wading through here. You can put your mind into play and pretend this is you this morning. Enjoy the sounds of this beautiful coastline. I know you have some friends on here, they're becoming a choir. Because all of them saying together, West is best, West is best, whatever. As I told you yesterday, in summer I have to agree with you, but when it comes back to winter and the South Coast clears up all these sargassum and stuff. And if you want party life, well I like the South Coast, I like the compact action in the South, but lost this West Coast has stolen my eyes for sure. Beautiful, beautiful, stunning West Coast. Now, I've always been to the West Coast just to surf prior to doing the vlogs and stuff. Very rarely, when a little kid and stuff, you stay at a beach house down in Gibbs area. But very rarely did I really come over to the West. Just a tan maybe, Herring Bay, but not frequent a lot of the West beaches. And since the vlogs, I've really been spending a lot of time, not just coming to watch the surf or to look at the sea conditions to see if there is surf, but to actually walk around and just absorb the stunning beauty and peace and tranquility down here. Now remember, I'm doing this here, or we do this here I should say, on a morning around 6 o'clock. So later in the day it's going to change somewhat. You can see more people walking, there'll be a lot more noises, a lot more traffic coming from up on the road, which is just running parallel to where we are, etc, etc. So what you're getting right now is what I call the ultimate peace and serenity that you will experience in Barbados, and that's on the morning. There is no other time of day that I have found that you can experience this peace and serenity the way you can right now. The morning time, just amazing. So you can see we're walking in this area. Originally, it would have been very difficult to come around here. Definitely at high tide, especially with a camera. I guess you could make it if there's no surge, but you would definitely be going fairly risky deep and stuff. I mean, right now we're just about knee, oh, to hip high maybe. I was mentioning to people that the next 4 days are going to be ultimate low tides to do with the full moon. So if you have the opportunity to do some beach walking, pick a beach, do some walking. You're going to be able to go to areas that you could not normally go. You pretty much walk the entire West Coast because you will find dry sand for majority way, or maybe just knee deep. So you can just pick where you would like to go. And I'm mentioning West because there are a lot of strong breezes. And the also sargassum as well. They would impact the easterly side and the south side. So I would recommend doing a West Coast beach on this low tide. A lot of more low tides coming up like this here, with the full moons throughout the year. When things settle on the other coastlines a little bit, well, I would definitely encourage you to go back to them as well, for sure. I keep panning around because the beauty down here, breathtaking. Every few feet you go, it seems to change its look. I mean, we're seeing these little beaches popping up all over that only these homes would normally have access to at higher tide. So, but remember, a lot of the year, you won't find a lot of sand here. This sand is a build-up at the moment as we're coming into summer. But there are periods of time, especially around winter time, when there's the north swell and the different currents that are happening at that time of the year, you will get definitely a little more difficulty. You won't even find sand out here sometimes. What we're walking on is a lot of fresh sand. It's very, very loose, very soft. So there's a movement of sand on the west coast. It is shifting itself around. Hasn't completely settled yet. Beautiful sceneries. Look at this, glass soft conditions. Almost like that boat's floating on a mirror. Just beautiful, beautiful conditions this morning. If we had the higher sun, well, you would really see some glows that would be exceptional. But however, what you are seeing now, stunning, for sure. You can always compare anything in life, and say, well, there is a little bit of a flaw. That's because nothing is perfect. There's only one perfect being for me as far as I'm concerned. And you know, that you will never find anywhere or anything that's perfect. Something can always have its little flaw, but the flaws are what you got to call perfection and imperfection. Back up in a little more dry sand again. Well, not completely dry, but there are dry areas out here. A lot of these homes here take a lot of licks in the actual waterfront areas, but beautiful, beautiful accommodations up here. I'm not sure of the rentals and stuff. I'm not sure if they're Airbnb or permanently lived in. But again, you can investigate this yourself. I know you all guys know to use Google. I know Google is a very powerful engine. So start working with that for sure. Now people say, well, Nick, that's why you don't say Bing. Because I am not a Bing person. I am a Google person. I like my Chrome. I'm not really a Internet Explorer and stuff. So I tend to stay with things that I like. Work for me more consistently. So that's it. Just lovely views. Imagine what these evening views will see like. Really beautiful. I will tell you though, come evening time, there's going to be no shade on these decks here. The sun's going to come straight under them. So you'll find a lot of the villas on this section here, some of the hotel rooms and stuff, will have their blinds that they will pull in the afternoon because of how intensely hot it can get on this coastline. Beautiful waterfront. You can see all these rocks that have been dropped here over the years to try and protect this section here. Lots and lots of erosion. You're going to hear some dogs in a few minutes time because our guy nicknamed the coach, he's one of our family members. He actually lives here. He's a mathematician. He lives here with his dogs and stuff. He has Akitas and pit bulls and everything. You will see some pictures that I may have had up there of a kayak with dogs on it, with the guy paddling his way up the coast. That would be the gentleman that lives here, and his kayak and his dogs are in here. So they don't like my friend. He's not here today. So oh boy, they must have heard me say my friend. No, so they said my friend. Bam, start to bark. Jeez. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Is this not a lovely walk? I was so concerned about the signal here, man. I can't believe that you will find a really strong signal right underneath this cliff area here, but very, very strong in this area. I see we have 77, 76 on board right now. Good morning to each and every one of you. This is the EMC gathering. Morning, Governor. This is the EMC gathering. This is what we do every day except for Wednesday and Sunday, with the rare exceptions in between. However, this is what we come to do every morning, is gather, have peace and serenity, share love to each other, just be companions for each other. That's what we do. We're family. We're not a gathering of a community. We're actual family. The friendships that have been made in the EMC gatherings, I'm talking about true friendships. I mean, right now we have two international travelers that never knew each other before, and they're traveling around all over Paris, hopefully soon in Europe. And I know they're going to paint up there in the Bajan style because they're Bajan blood roots. Now we're at Ignorance, which is a surf break. This place here, we did a walkthrough with Josh Burke, a very little one in the beginning of our shows. That was like way back last year, around February or March. So you can always check that out in there if you want to have a look. It's in our surf breaks of Barbados, but this is that notorious break. If you ever come to Bats Rock, and you're sitting at Bats Rock, you see there's a right that's peeling, that's super fast, it's super hollow, super shallow. This would be it. The access to the beach is a walking path down here while this property is exposed right now. But the guys will come and park here, and you'll find out here very popular. You will also find a lot of guys running from it because it's extremely shallow, extremely fast, but extremely hollow. Just beautiful conditions down here today. Perfect for this walk. You know, although the low tide is not till 7:45, I always tell people that, you know, the walk 2 hours prior to low, an hour after, I would say, because the tide does get high rather quickly, but 2 hours prior to low, usually a very good walk. Now remember, beach shoes are a necessity if you're walking the west coast on these long walks. A lot of people have hard Bajan feet, but hard Bajan foot doesn't stand up against the lionfish or against any of the coral spikes. So please, you know, wear some beach shoes if you're walking out here. Don't put on slippers and try and walk in this, because they're going to float off your foot, or they're going to cause a parachute and put you on the ground. Get a good pair of beach shoes, something that will let the water let out the water as fast as it lets it in, just so it will keep it comfortable and stuff. You will get sand in your feet and thing, but it's a comfortable walk. You get used to it after a little while. I'll give you a little view from the other side before we move on from here. Go a little further out. Don't worry, we are going to swim today. I just didn't feel like getting wet already. I was waiting until I had you with me rather than do it by myself. But we're going to swim in a few minutes time. But check out this beautiful scenery. Now, we have not done this section before, so as I said, today we're filling in the gaps, and that's because we did find the signal strength. Normally we would do a 4K in an area that we don't have a good video signal, but today we are able to get one. Hopefully you all are getting a clear, clean, crisp transmission, you know, because this is really deserves to be seen as it is. Just mind-blowing and beautiful. Lots of erosion, as I said. All along here used to have a big beach. To this section here, not beyond, because Ronnie Cliff was never really a beach. It always washed away with swell. However, as you can see, originally these are where the foundation areas were for these places, and they had beach you could walk in front of it. It has changed somewhat, but beauty is beauty. You know what I mean? Whether it's smaller beaches than it used to be back in the 70s, you know, no matter what, you cannot take away the beauty from Barbados, because Barbados has a beauty that's from core. It's just like a person's soul. If you have a person that has a beautiful soul, no matter what the outer parts may look like, you will find that person is an amazing person, because it starts at the core itself, just like this island. No matter what changes we go through, beauty is beauty. This island will always maintain its beauty. You know why? Because it's Barbados, of course, and I'm not being biased. Swimming in this section, a lot of reef. A lot of reef on the coastline down here. A lot of reef that was actually before under sand years gone by, or had some sand that used to settle on it, not that it would remain with sand on it all the time. But nowadays you don't really have that beauty that we had before, as in the wide beaches. But look at this. I'm going to give you a photo op from here, okay? I think this deserves photo op. What I'll do is move away from the wall a little bit, let you get a little better view and stuff. I'm going to see maybe just a few steps and let you enjoy this here. So photo op, official photo op with silence number uno. Alright, if we went a little bit over, I actually stopped counting. I was looking around enjoying this beauty all over, seeing what other things I can tease you with. There's so much. I have at least 180 of teasing right now, and also you have a couple of villas on the intersection that are really beautiful as well. Just beautiful down here. Really a beautiful, beautiful coastline. I will tell you that we have, I would think, possibly the best beaches on the island, on the south and the southwest, and I can name them off as in Miami Beach, Rockley Beach, Dover Beach, Paynes Bay, etc. Not Paynes Bay, I'm sorry, I've gone too far down, Carlisle Bay, etc. But all the rest of them down here are beautiful. Very narrow strips now. At one time I did not like the west coast because it was just a complete beach from beginning to end almost. Very few places that were not sand, and I tend to like my little secluded coves and stuff. However, because of the beach erosion that we've been seeing, there are tons of secluded, beautiful coasts, little coves on the west coast of the island. Just beautiful, beautiful coastline. I'm not going to do a 360 yet because there's really nothing too beautiful behind us. I'll let you have a flashby and let you see it, but I'm not going to do it in quietness because my mouth does not feel like stopping right now. I am going through a phase here that I'm like in third gear, about to select fourth and have an overdrive still waiting, so I'm going to continue talking a little bit. Yesterday I had the chance to experience something that's new to Barbados, something that I think has been missing a long time with the surf culture here in this island. And I would have to say there are two people that I would name right now, and that's Alan Highton and Rachel Stanley. I thank you so much for coming up with the concepts you all came up with for Hoggy yesterday. It was amazing to be able to go down to Bashba and talk to people about memories of the days gone by, about the huge swells that we used to see and how often we used to see it, and all of our friends that have gone and left us, etc. It was also great to watch the rivalry between kings of the beach at one time, and it still goes on. Still best of friends, or best of friends, and they still have the rivalry. You know, it was incredible yesterday. I actually was sitting in the midst of some fellas that I've known for so long that I haven't seen for like 10 and 20 years. And you know, most of them live here in Iraq, and that's the amazing thing. 166 square miles, and you don't see anyone. You know, people are saying to me, "Man, you've been overseas." I was saying, "But you don't have a Facebook." Because anybody who has a Facebook will know that I certainly am not overseas. I'm right here on Iraq, and this is where I want to remain for the rest of my life. I don't mind taking a little vacation, but this is where I've been born. This is where my navel string is buried. This is where my soul is. If you take me from Barbados, I will lose my soul. There's no question about that, because this is where I live. In my life, my soul, in my mind, in my heart, everything. So you may remember this here from a while back. It's now a new name. It's Roca, or R-O-C-A. Not too sure about the correct pronunciation for it. But this is sprung up here, I was saying last year or so. Went through new change of management. I'm not sure of the opening of it, so please, again, check it online. You know, although almost everything I'd say we're 99% back to what we were before with the openings and opening hours and stuff. However, there are a couple of places that have been purchased, and they're working on them and things like that. So just be careful. You know, make reservations. You know, it is down season, slow season, summer, whatever you want to call it. However, it is still advised to make your reservations, because you don't want to come on a trip and waste time. And that is what the EMC originally was sort of like set up for, and that was to show you the beauty of Barbados. Because a lot of people come here and say, "Man, Barbados is tired." That's because the person is tired of looking. Barbados can never be tired. I have found places. I've been here all my life, and I've explored this island all of my life, all 50 years of it. And I have enjoyed myself here immensely. And since I've been exploring with these vlogs and stuff, these are places I had not been for 30 plus years. I'm going to now every 6 to 8 weeks, and let me tell you, the beauty is unbelievable. There are areas that you will never get tired of. If you want to lay on the beach all day long and you want to go to the nearest bar to you, well, of course you're going to be tired. You're going to think the place is tired. But if you get up and explore, in other words, if you do like what our Explorers Inc., who are online this morning, have been doing over the last 2 weeks, you will see parts of Barbados that you did not have a clue existed. Well, you did, because you've seen them on vlogs, but you have not actually been to them. So they've been exploring them. I know that for sure. And they've tried their best to do everything, and they know for themselves that will take years and years and years of exploring, because they have been exploring every day and still missing a lot of stuff. If you want to drive around the island, yeah, you could drive around the island in one day. That is not seeing Barbados. That's just a scenic tour. If you want to see Barbados, your island tour is going to take you 3 to 4 days, and you're still not going to see everything. You're going to have to select where you want to go to. And why I say that is because you don't want to rush it. If you want to rush it, just drive from point A to point B. You're not seeing Barbados, trust me. You need to get out of your car and you need to walk. See the Bashba area? If you drive through Bashba and you don't get out and walk, that is a major no-no. If you're not able to walk, well, I understand that, and you know, I'm sorry that you're not able to walk. But if you are fit and able to walk, please get out of your vehicles and explore the beaches along this island. Explore the intersections of the island. There's so much to see. I am still only scratching the surface, especially in the intersection. Well, not the outer section anymore, but the intersection for sure. Good morning, doggy dogs. somebody on here these dogs don't like, because I'm a dog charmer. Dogs do not bark at me. I'm not sure who it is, but whoever you are, hold out your hand and let me see who you are, please. Lovely down here though, really beautiful. Coming up to Waves Spa, Hotel and Spa. A lot of you may remember this originally as Ziolino. That was many years ago. What was Ziolino? I can't remember the name of it now. It's so long ago I can't even remember. I'll get back to you all a little bit on that though. Hopefully, if I remember. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Yes, maybe it was that. I can't remember. I'm not going to try it anymore. That's going to interfere with me talking, and I can't let that happen. I have to be talking. Talking is important for me. So you'll see why you cannot walk this at high tide. High tide water is going to be right up here at the cliff. There's going to be bouncing back off of the cliff. So even if you were able to walk through and waist deep with a camera, you would have a surge that's coming back off the cliff at you all the time. So I wouldn't recommend walking the section that we're on at high tide, unless you have no camera with you and you want to do a little swimming as well. That would be a lot of fun. I know some of our friends who are staying at Treasure Beach, I think, did that recently. Beautiful, beautiful area. Absolutely stunning. This is another great surf break. For those of you that have not heard that before, there's a right that comes in here. It's called the church. This is just opposite the supermarket. When you're coming out, you see a big yellow catamaran on the beach. It's been there for like years and years. That's almost like a national landmark. You will park there by the church itself and you walk back to Bridgetown side. There's also a section that comes through a vacant land here as well. You can park right here under the trees. However, it is a section where they had a home originally, and I'm sure they will rebuild there in the future. Hotel hasn't even woken up yet. Good morning, sir. Got a couple of people looking over the balcony and stuff, enjoying the beautiful morning with us. So you all can see there's a little bit of a surge, but further on it's even more reef. So we're gonna try and go in the water a little bit here, give you a little bit of tease. All right. There we go. Alright, so are you all ready for some teasing? Because I am ready to tease you. Down here again, not the best sandy conditions. There's a lot of rock in the reef here. Although the section here is cordoned off and these sections here are cordoned off for swimming, there's still a lot of rock. So if you're coming down here and stuff, just be careful again in the water. You can see some of the coral just sticking up around the place. And this is a designated swimming area, which is indicated by the buoys on the outside. It's not bad, but you have to be careful in some of the west coast beaches because a lot of the sand has moved and exposed a lot of the reef now. So, you know, you just gotta be wary. You can always select somewhere to swim. It's not a problem. You can, like I said, if you have on your beach shoes, well, you're even better off because you can walk across anything, pretty much anything. You still have to exercise caution. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning out here. Really beautiful. So we've come from up by Bats Rock. Yes, I have to walk back to Bats Rock, so don't call me lazy today because I'm going to be doing this twice. I think it's probably the only lazy day that I didn't have. I usually like to park at the destination and start off and walk from there and come back, you know. So here we go. Have a look at this 360, first 360 from Waterborne. Beautiful conditions, and it's going to be done in silence. And a teasing would not be complete without letting you all see that I'm in the water. Water temperatures today, a little bit cooler than the actual air temperature. There is a little breeze that's coming around here, because I said there are strong easterly breezes, so that could also be a little bit of it, you know, the wind blowing on the cooler body within the water and stuff. But Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. My sister from way up in the east, you could come down here and swim today without any problem at all. Just leave all your wetsuits and all your sweaters and everything else, you know, leave them at home and come on the west coast and have a little bit. It is beautiful, beautiful this morning. And I'm going to tease you all a little bit more because I'm going to keep myself on screen. And I'm going to get a little more camera time, which I have lost recently. So I told you I was going to make it up. So today we're going to do a talking 360 looking at Nick. I hope you all are enjoying that, because if you're not a problem anyhow. And if I see any comments later on, I will know to deal with you all. I got my catalog open, I have all my pens, I have a stationery at home waiting on you all, and I'm so happy because right now it looks as though I don't have to buy a cup of coffee ever again. So you all keep going, I think it's perfect. Alright, I know I can't leave you all just watching beauty all day, so we're going to come back onto some of the scenery as well. We're going to make our way a little further down. We got in our walk this morning down at Fitz Village. That's where we're going to stop. So all the Fitz Village fans on board, we're going to give you a little taste of your home beach in a second. I know there's some people that do not go anywhere else but Fitz Village and refuse to go anywhere else. A lot of them that were married there, a lot of them come back and celebrate their anniversaries there. As you can see, there are some rooms being occupied this morning. I don't do too much of a nosy because, you know, I know Mr. Cope would like me to stay here all day going backward and forward scanning this hotel, but we're going to go on beyond here this morning. Alright, so let's go. Make our way back out gently. Don't forget, people, if you're on the island, don't make sport over the next 4 days. The next 4 days are going to be amazing tides. The 13th is the lowest tide. However, the next on either side of that, both on either side of that, are just brilliant low tides. You can see this morning how low it is. It's exposed in a lot of beaches that are normally not being seen. We're able to walk in an area that we could not normally walk with camera equipment. So, you know, take your chance and come out. Don't mind if it's grey, that's not relevant. The important part is you come and enjoy your low tide. Remember, the tide will be getting low approximately an hour later every day, 50 something minutes, I can't know the exact thing. But so you can just check that. I did put up a link last week for you to have a look at it. The actual picture with the low tides has an accompanying link, so if you click on that, you can check it for yourself if you can't read the little small graphics and stuff on the picture that we put up. Beautiful, beautiful. This would be a lovely place to stay, I think, you know. Lovely big deck on the front. Not too high again, not one of the real high rises that we're seeing popping up around the place. Nice, comfortable hotel. Once again, you're looking at from, say, 3 o'clock on, no shade. You have to use beach umbrellas or use some blinds or something because the sun is just going to come straight underneath all those hoods that we can see there for sure. Not enough of an overhang. So you'll see these all over the place. I know we talked about them before. These are 2 sets of buoys going out to large cones on the end. These are the areas that the motorized watercraft are to use to come in and exit. That is a new stipulation in Barbados. Almost every beach that I've been to, well, there are ones that are popular beaches, have these on them. So that, you know, you can actually lay comfortably on a beach somewhere without worrying about a jet ski coming up and popping up next to you or something. You know, the guys obviously want to make some money and stuff, but at least everything has their control in it, everything. So that has now been stipulations have now been put in place, and I think it's a really good move. You know, you can comfortably swim and relax on the beach without having the fear of any jet skis or any more vessels coming in or anything like that. They're just beautiful. Look at this morning though. I really, you know, I'm going to bring you back here. We've been here before, so you know you're going to come back one of these days. We're going to look for a sunny day next time we visit here though, so you can really take in the glows and the beautiful reflections that you're seeing out here. I went out here quite a few times on the bright days the other day when I was doing the test as well. It was a good morning. It was really beautiful. Alright, now we mentioned what you drive down to the beach. This is it. So just after you pass waves, this is a little access here on your left if you're going to Spikestown. You can come straight down inside here and park if you would like. As I said, I don't know how long this will be open because there was a villa here originally. I know the land was up for sale, so I'm not too sure how long this access will be here, but you can use it for now for sure. Nothing, I don't see any pylons or any scaffolding or anything going up, so I don't think there's anything planned for that in the immediate future anyhow. Surfers, next time you see the West Coast pumping, I mean good size, come here to church. This is a rite that you're going to love. It's very similar to Hull. That is Hull down and further down by Maycox. Very, very similar to that. It's a shallow reef. It's a lot of fun out here for sure. Another indication of how bad the erosion was, this chain link fence would have been put in solid ground. It wouldn't have been put in sand. and you can appreciate how much beachfront has gone. You're seeing this all over the island though. It's not just on the west coast, it's all over the island. Beach today, beautiful, absolutely perfect. Lots of sun, it's clean, it just looks lovely. It's pristine down here today for sure. I see a place that we can sort of give a little maybe elevated 360 on. Just 1 minute. Let me just backflip onto this edge. If it gets a little jerky, you understand that I'm actually doing an aerial flip here to get on top of this. 1 minute, hold on. Whoop. There we go. That wasn't so bad. And I was talking while I was doing it too. Imagine that. Alright, we're not going to go out on that elevation there. We're just going to stay a little lower here and we're going to go out in the water area and give you a 360 from on this ledge. Yes, I could make it. I can go across here hopping on 1 foot. I am a skilled Olympian. But today I'm actually going to resort to the easier way around. And I'm going to elevate you so you don't just get the look at the actual pier that we're on. So here we go. Now that's pretty beautiful. That is, I mean, really, really beautiful. A lot of that sand you would not see at high tide because a lot of that will actually have sea covering that for sure. So the tide is really working out beautifully this morning. Plans for today was perfect. I was waiting for a little more sun and stuff, but it's still beautiful. You're able to see some stunning beauty right now. I would like to just draw a little bit of caution. Now this is going to sound really silly, but please take it as it's meant. These rocks here, a lot of the rocks on the west coast are flattish style rocks. They will move in and float very much so on the actual surge. If you're walking in this area and it's a higher tide, be very careful because these rocks move around a lot. And I actually do have a couple of friends that had some severe foot injuries from rocks hitting them on their ankle or their instep. These here move around extremely seriously, so just be careful. It's just a word of caution. And also, don't let the beauty that you see surrounding you take your attention off of where you're walking, because some of these are parts of Barbados. It will not move, I can promise you that. So if you think your foot is hard and you decide to test out one of these here, you're going to find out your foot is a lot softer than you imagine. So please be careful again when you're walking on the west coast or any beach in Barbados, but particularly west, because there's a lot of rocks on the west versus the south. You get some on the east too, but not as many as like this here in these areas on the better beaches. So just be careful of where you're walking. Don't go and kick your toe or something like that. We want you to have a pleasant vacation, only good memories. If you want to spend some time down here, lots of Airbnb properties in this direct area. You can again just search up on the internet. The internet is so powerful, you can find anything you want. And if you need to go to a realtor or something, please do so. I see a little friend of mine on board here, but I'm not going to say her name, Matty Sue. I'm gonna keep you anonymous for today. So see how that goes. But beautiful, absolutely beautiful accommodations down here. As pretty as you can want. I can be a little nosy, Mr. Conductor, hold tight. Not too much though, but a little bit. See, they even have a pool inside here as well too, you know. So if you have a day that you don't want going to see, well, you can sit in your pool as well and cool down. Nosy number 1 for Mr. Conductor himself. So you all would know that if any law enforcement comes to me, who to blame. I've already told you who the culprit is. Now this is a beach here where a majority of the turtles are hatched and stuff are released. Please keep an eye on the Barbados Turtle Project. It is an amazing event. I came here with my angel once and we watched some turtles getting released. It is just a moving event. And to know that maybe just one may survive is even more of a moving event, because they're all looking for life and all of them going towards the sea. It is really beautiful to watch for sure. This is Fitz Village itself direct, so you would know where to come. In the distance there you're seeing the yellow catamaran that I talk about. It's like a fixture here in the west coast. I gotta say, I was being here at least, I don't know man, it feels like 100 years, but I'm not 100 years old, so it hasn't been here that long. But it's been here long then. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful down here. Really a stunning beach. Again, not the best of swimming conditions. Reef all along here. And this reef you don't want to walk over because a lot of it is a live reef. So you don't want to be walking over a lot of this unless you have on the correct attire. Please don't run across here barefoot and think you're going to sprint across here as you're on sand. That would not be advisable at all. It's nothing like it used to be. Sea urchins are not nearly as in the abundance that they used to be in. But you will find them, and there are some lionfish around. No, they're not. I haven't really personally seen a lot of them myself, but I know they are because I get reports from a lot of guys that dive and stuff. So just be careful on the west coast or the east coast or the south coast. Mr. Burke will tell you, that's Alan Burke, I would say the old guy. He will tell you straight, do not put your foot on reef unless you have to. Especially if you're a surfer, don't play up and down your foot and pushing off, because you will end up regretting it most of the times. And if you don't, just count your blessings because you were lucky this time around. That's come from a veteran surfer on this island, a man that knows more about the breaks on this island than me by far, for sure, without a doubt. He actually runs a surf school and stuff as well, so if you're looking, that'd be Alan Burke. He has one. There are many surf schools in the island. All of them are excellent, not singling him out only. Just as the conversation was on him as well. And you remember this gentleman? He was down here last time, taking care of the beaches. He's even further up today. Morning, Governor. You let you go in for hair to Bridge Tongue today. Right.
So what actually happened when you see surf? They can bring everything sore in the middle.
Right.
Everything sore in the middle.
Right.
So it makes common sense to come and clean that end and clean this end.
Right.
So anything you see surf, you ain't got none of them.
Awesome, man. And you know who you're speaking to, the family and everything, because you know you've been on there before.
Yeah, I
with
know
us.
I've been on there.
Right, man. So you want just say hello to everybody?
Hello to everybody.
Awesome.
I know we had a rough time during COVID, and you know, it's struggling to survive, but it's survival.
Right. The light's coming now, though. The darkness is disappearing.
Yeah.
All right, my brother. You have a good day, okay?
Enjoy your day, all
Thanks,
right?
man. All right, cool. Blessings, man.
Thanks,
All right, man. Cool. Yeah, so you understand there's a little method in all the madness as well. You know, so he doesn't actually care this property here, but he's making sure that what's here doesn't come down on the property that he's carrying. So that's smart. These villas here, these are new. When I say new, I would say maybe 8 months, 10 months ago, these actually officially opened or were being worked on. Anyone that came down here before, remember, they only had a little single story with one little double story on the side of it. That has changed completely. These are some massive condos now. Just beautiful, beautiful high end, as you can see. Beautiful. Now again, up here, we're seeing the best of the beach right now, because a lot of times a year, this beach here will be really, really limited. It is beautiful right now. Absolutely beautiful. We're not going to go too much further, folks. We said we're just going to cover the Fitz Village area, and also signal starts to drop out when we get down to that section of the beach here. From there down to Crystal Cove is extremely iffy. So we will see how that is. I'll do some more signal checks later on and see what's happening, but not today. So we're going to end our vlog here, and we're also going to, it's time. It is a time for that. You've seen so much beauty. You've seen Barbados at its most peaceful and serene self. You've seen stunning West Coast beauty without a doubt. And of course, you've spent the morning with me, and I'm so happy for that, because I don't think you all realize how much you all mean to me, and what a great part in my life you all play. You all actually, you know, are my foundation for sanity. I like to call it that. You know, God has blessed me with so much, and He's asked me to share it, and I share it, and He's obviously blessed you all as well, because you all keep on sharing love and kindness and peace with me every day. I would rather be nowhere else in this world doing anything else than what I'm doing right now, and that's spending the morning with some amazing people that I call my family, my friends, and my loved ones. And any of you that are not on our friends list, and any of you that want to join us here, you all know what to do. If you think you've seen peace this morning, this happens every day. This is not something that's out of the blue that doesn't happen. This is a regular occurrence in Barbados with the EMC. We share love, we share kindness, and we make friends, and that's what we do every day. We are doing something that the world lacks, and that's bringing peace and harmony and love and kindness. There's no segregation. There's nothing in this group. This group is all about humans. We're all each other's brother and sister, and we respect each other for that, and that is what has actually formed this whole thing. The mutual respect and care and love and kindness. So as you can see, I'm getting a little more camera time today. I'm liking this. Anyway, everyone, I know you all have had a great day. I know that for sure. You've seen some stunning beauty down here on the West Coast this morning. You've seen a beautiful low tide. Please do not miss out if you are on the island. try and make some walks over the next 4 days, because you're going to be able to go to areas, I said before, that you probably would not be able to normally do. I am going to try, I don't know how his signal will be, I'm going to try the Crystal Cove to Paynes Bay, actually in front of what used to be the cliff. I'm going to see how low that gets and stuff, but that will be later in the day, so it might be just in a 4K for you all guys, but I'm going to try and get that in for you as well. So I'm going to give you this little photo op, then we can do a 180, and we're going to end a photo op. So all I'm going to ask you today is to do what you're doing right here with everyone else that you come in contact with. Spread the care, spread the kindness, spread the love, because your smile today can save a life. There are people out there that a smile is the only thing that will save them right now. So let go of your smiles today. Take off your mask if you're not close to someone, and smile and let them know that they're cared for and they're loved just as I love you all and as you love me. Have a great day. Peace and quiet now. As I said before, this is a lot of slow, quiet session. Enjoy.